Welcome in, everybody, ready for another deep dive. Today, we're turning to the Urantia book for some serious cosmic exploration.
That's right. We're going deep into paper 26 this time. We're going to be unraveling some of the mysteries behind those ministering spirits of the central universe.
Ministering spirits. Sounds kind of formal, doesn't it? Like, are we talking angels with halos or something a little more, I don't know, out there?
Think way beyond the halo.
Okay, now you've got my attention.
We're talking about a whole hierarchy of celestial beings. Each one plays a very specific role in this grand cosmic design. And get this, they're all engaged in helping souls like you and me make their way back to the Universal Father.
Wow, it's like they've got the ultimate cosmic roadmap and we're just trying to follow the directions.
It's more like we've all got a personal guide helping us navigate the twists and turns on our spiritual journey.
So, where do we even begin with all this? I mean, the Urantia book throws around some pretty intense terms. Supernathum, Saconaphim. It's a lot to wrap your head around.
It really is. It's almost like trying to understand a whole new dimension.
Exactly.
But at its core, it's all about this intricate web of relationships. Think of it like a giant interconnected system, almost like a clock. Each order of being, from those supernathum you mentioned all the way to the seraphim, they all have a unique function, like gears in this incredible cosmic machine.
Okay, I can visualize that. So we're talking about more than just guardian angels here, right? This is like a whole angelic organizational chart. Do they have their own intergalactic LinkedIn?
Now, that's a funny thought. I could just imagine it. But in all seriousness, the Urantia book goes into fascinating detail about the roles these beings play. Some of them are dedicated to helping souls ascend to the Universal Father. They're like guides on the path of spiritual growth, always there to lend a helping hand.
So like spiritual mentors kind of helping us navigate the ups and downs of our journey.
Exactly. And then you've got others who are managing cosmic records. Can you imagine?
Cosmic records? What, like some kind of universal library of every thought and action ever taken?
You got it. Every single one, all meticulously cataloged.
Okay, now we're venturing into mind-blowing territory.
Right. The Urantia book stresses that absolutely nothing is ever lost. Every experience, every decision, every fleeting thought, it all gets woven into this vast cosmic tapestry.
You know, there's something kind of comforting about that, isn't there? Knowing that even when we feel lost or unsure, there's this bigger picture unfolding. Someone's keeping track, even if we don't always see it.
I feel that way too, actually. And then the Urantia book goes a step further and tells us about beings who broadcast deity phenomena.
Hold on, broadcast. So they're like the universe's DJs spinning divine tunes across the cosmos.
You could say that. They're essentially transmitting the essence of the divine throughout all creation.
Wow, it's just incredible to think about the sheer scale of it all.
It really is. But of all those beings, the ones we're probably most familiar with, at least conceptually, are the seraphim and cherubim.
Ah, now we're getting to the good stuff. Angels we actually hear about.
Right. And what makes them especially interesting is the Urantia book says they come from the universe mother spirit.
A universe mother spirit. That just sounds amazing. So it's not just this powerful, authoritative divine presence. There's a motherly, nurturing aspect to it as well.
Exactly. It adds this whole other dimension of love and compassion to the equation. It suggests that our very first contact with the divine isn't imposing or judgmental, but something much more tender, something that feels a lot like coming home.
Okay, yeah, that definitely resonates with me. Having that kind of loving, supportive presence in our lives, especially with all the chaos we go through, that's something I think we can all appreciate, you know?
I couldn't agree more. It's such a beautiful concept. And this is just scratching the surface. The Urantia book goes on to describe this incredible journey that every soul goes on after death, this journey to a place called Havona.
Havona. That sounds intriguing. Is it like a planet or a dimension? Havona. Now that sounds intriguing. Is it like a planet or a dimension?
It's a little hard to pin down with earthly labels.
Okay, so tell me more.
Imagine, if you can, the very heart of creation, a realm of pure spirit, a place of unimaginable beauty and perfection. The Urantia book calls it the central universe. That's Havona.
Okay, color me intrigued. A central universe. It sounds like something out of, well, not exactly a travel brochure, but definitely a cosmic epic.
Right, and here's where it gets really wild.
It gets wilder.
Oh yeah, we're just getting started. Havona isn't just one place, you see. It's divided into these 7 concentric circuits.
7 circuits? Are we talking like orbital pathways or something, like a cosmic highway system for souls?
It's not so much a physical highway as a spiritual one, if that makes sense.
Okay, I'm with you.
Each of these circuits is like a stage in a soul's journey, a level of spiritual growth and understanding. As souls progress through these circuits, they're constantly learning, expanding their consciousness, drawing closer and closer to the divine.
So less about physical travel, more about an inward journey of the soul.
Exactly. And within each circuit, well, the Urantia book explains that each one presents unique challenges, tests, opportunities for growth. And thankfully, we're not alone in all this, right?
Yeah, that's where those angelic beings we talked about earlier come in, right? The super Nephilim.
You got it. It's like having the ultimate cosmic support system. Each circuit has its own order of supernaphim, each with specialized knowledge to share.
Okay, so they're like our guides, mentors, helping us navigate each level. I'm picturing like pilgrim helpers, supremacy guides. The Urantia book even mentions Trinity guides. It's a whole system.
Isn't it amazing? Like having a whole team of cosmic cheerleaders rooting for you every step of the way. But it begs the question, what happens if, you're not quite ready for the next level?
Right. What happens if you don't ace the cosmic pop quiz?
Well, the Urantia book says there's no such thing as failure, only these unescapable delays.
Unescapable delays. Okay, that sounds a lot less scary than like cosmic flunking out. So it's more about needing extra time to really learn and grow.
Precisely. It's about making sure you're fully prepared for what lies ahead. It emphasizes this idea of divine patience. Imagine a soul, let's say, that hasn't quite grasped the concept of forgiveness. They might be gently guided back to a previous circuit, not as a punishment, but as an opportunity to experience forgiveness more deeply, more fully, to really embody that understanding in their being.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, think about those times in life when we feel stuck, right? Like we keep repeating the same mistakes. What if those are actually opportunities in disguise, chances to really learn the lessons we need?
That's a great way to look at it, actually. The Urantia book suggests those who've gone through these so-called delays often return as the most compassionate and understanding guides for others. They've walked the path, they get it.
Wow. There's a real beauty to that, isn't there? It's like the universe has this way of turning setbacks into opportunities for greater service and compassion.
It's a pretty powerful message, right? The Urantia book really emphasizes that. And ultimately, all these journeys through the circuits of Havona, they're leading towards a pretty incredible destination. At least that's how the book lays it out. The ultimate goal, deity attainment.
Now, deity attainment is a phrase that sparks a lot of questions for me. It sounds so vast, so beyond our comprehension. What does that actually mean in the context of this cosmology?
You and me both. It's a big one, for sure.
You and me both. It's a big one, for sure.
Right. Deity attainment uniting with the universal Father. It's a concept that's both fascinating and a little overwhelming,
Totally. It's like, how can we, as finite beings, even begin to grasp something so infinite?
It's a question the Urantia book grapples with, too, It even says that words can't fully capture what this state of being is really like. But maybe we can think of it less like reaching a specific destination and more like this ongoing expansion of our capacity for love, understanding, connection.
So it's not about getting somewhere specific, but more about the transformation that happens along the way.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
It's about becoming more and more fully who we truly are, realizing that divine potential within us.
Okay, I like that. It's like a seed becoming a tree. It's already got everything it needs inside. It just needs the right conditions to grow and unfold.
A perfect analogy. And speaking of unfolding, if we think about deity attainment as this ongoing process of spiritual evolution, it makes you wonder, what about those who've already, according to the Urantia book, achieved that unity with the universal Father? Do they just sort of like hang out in a perpetual state of cosmic bliss?
Right. It's kind of hard to picture, isn't it?
It is. And that's where, the Urantia book throws a really interesting curveball. It suggests that some of those beings, even after attaining paradise, after experiencing this perfect unity, choose to return to the lower realms.
Wait, they choose to leave paradise. Why would anyone ever do that?
Right. It's a head scratcher.
Right.
But it gets at something really profound. It suggests that maybe, just maybe, true fulfillment isn't solely about personal bliss. Maybe it's also about compassion, about service, helping others find their way to that same unity.
So it becomes this beautiful cycle of giving back, like paying it forward on a cosmic scale.
Exactly. And it raises such an interesting question for us to consider, doesn't it?
It really does.
Imagine for a moment that you were given that choice. You could remain in a state of perfect bliss, no worries, no suffering, or you could choose to return to the cosmos, knowing all the challenges and uncertainties that come with it. What would you do? Which path feels more, well, fulfilling?
Wow, that's a tough one. I mean, on the one hand, eternal bliss sounds pretty tempting, right? No more deadlines, no more traffic jams.
Right.
But then there's that other part of me, the part that connects with the message of the Urantia book, the part that finds so much beauty in connection and service. And honestly, I think that part of me, well, it might just choose to go back, to offer a hand up, to share whatever wisdom I might have gained along the way.
It's a profound choice. And in a way, it reveals something about who we are at our core, doesn't it? What truly brings us fulfillment? Is it our own happiness, or is there something more?
Those are definitely some deep questions to ponder. And as we wrap up this deep dive into the celestial realms of the Urantia book, I think that's got to be one of the biggest takeaways for me. It's not just about, memorizing all the different orders of beings or getting lost in the complexities. It's about letting these concepts spark something within us.
Exactly. It's about using these ideas to navigate our own journeys, to make sense of our place in this vast, incredible cosmos.
Absolutely. So, to all you deep divers out there, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep reaching for that deeper understanding. You never know, maybe one day we'll be the ones guiding others through their own celestial explorations. Until next time.